And just like that, we're back on this Victory Monday. Dallas, take care of the Washington Commanders. Put belt to ass, send them on their walking papers. We did all that. We got a lot to discuss. By no means was it perfect, but it was exactly what we needed as a nation. We're going to talk about it all right after this. Let's go!
I'm going to summarize the game by saying we put belt to ass today. 40 piece, all flats. Now run tell that. Cowboy Nation.
These things we gotta read? Hey, I'm gonna go fast. Yeah. All right, ready, roll? Hey, Javante, 2-yard touchdown run. Yeah. Dak to CeeDee Lamb for a touchdown. Yeah. Dak to Fergie for a touchdown. Yeah. Dak to Fergie again for a touchdown. Yeah. Shamar James, forced fumble. Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney recovered fumble. Yeah. Mama, there goes that man again. Deron Bland with a pick. K9 has sack. Yeah. Shamar James has sack. Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney has sack. Hey, we knew it was coming for this guy. Easy out of sight. Brandon Aubrey, 47-yard field goal. Yeah. Brandon Aubrey, 29-yard field goal. Yeah. But this is some type of record, right? Yeah. It's some type of record, I think. The most 60-yard field goals, I think, in NFL history. Brandon Aubrey. Hey, that was complimentary football, defense. I'm so proud of you guys. You got kicked ass today. Proud of you guys.
Hey, bro. Way to play complimentary. Way to play complimentary football. Way to play for the man next to you, bro. Love y'all boys. Let's keep going. Family on me, family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
And yeah, just like that, the Dallas Cowboys played one hell of a game, a cohesive game. They played like a unit on all three phases of the game. It was beautiful to watch. It was definitely beautiful to watch. It was needed as a nation. We needed that. We needed that. That pick six by Deron Bland was beautiful. Right on time. Looked 2023-ish. Salute to him. And no pressure was on his back to perform. Name being drugged through the mud. He had a lot to prove. Shout out to Eberflus. Finally listening. He's finally listening. We played some zone. We played some man. Deron Bland's pick six, zone. On the other hand, Kyer Elam has been a scrub for these last couple of games. Had one hell of a game. Playing man. Targeted 7 times. Only 2 catches on him, and they were highly contested. Shouts out to 20. But the story is this offense, y'all. This offense is Super Bowl contending. All we need is for this defense to play cohesive. Get us some 3 and outs. Maybe 1 or 2 extra possessions a game. And this offense has the ability to take off. Take off. You've already seen Dak execute when the offensive line was playing stupid, dog. Musical chairs. still averaging 3 touchdowns a game. His last 4 games is 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 260 plus yards average. He's playing at an all-time high right now. He's playing at an all-time high, an MVP level. And I'm proud to say he's my quarterback. Let's look at what actually happened on Sunday before we get into it all. Let's watch some of this.
There you go. I know you do. I do. Here the Cowboys take over, great field position. Prescott lofting it up. George Pickens. Oh, come on! What a catch!
Woo.
Over the shoulder. He's inbound.
Yeah, what a catch. Perfect throw. And we've seen that from George Pickens. Actually, I will say this. That's a great catch.
That was a beautiful catch. Look at that time they're giving him. PD, hands up, give it to me. That was a little late. That was a little late, but he's seen him.
The defense, he sees it. When that arm goes up, he's telling Dak, throw me that rock.
Beautiful.
And then he gets it a little bit late because Dak saw it a little bit late, but then with the collision, again, it's solid offense.
One timeout left for Dallas. After the sack, it's Prescott. Launching, going deep. Pickens with good coverage.
Woo!
How many great catches
In
did
the
he get up?
bucket.
Unbelievable. Pickens up top for 44.
This is what they're used to seeing. He's talking about a level of trust that Dak already has in him. That is what I call a bucket. Just drop it in the bucket, Dak.
Woo! Bird. Mr. Reliable.
And here's
Bird.
Ferguson right here, his go-to guy in the red area. He's got a lot of go-to guys, but uncovered. They don't want to get a chance to review that one.
To Williams. Prescott throws it out to Ferguson.
Two of them things.
Dallas.
Oh, they went fast, and you got Savage in coverage, and he just poor eye discipline, so you kind of rush to the line.
82 yards and a couple of circus catches. Here they are back on offense, in control, and Prescott throws far side of the completion of Jalen Tolbert.
Woo! Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Hold on. We're going to get to you, Jadavion. Hold on. Let me back my full screen here. Dak. My God. You see the ball placement? You see the separation from my wide receivers? Hey, what more can I ask for from my quarterback? Huh? What they don't want to talk about, let me pause this music real quick. Let me talk to y'all. What they won't mention is that the team we just put belt to ass to on Sunday was just in the NFC Championship game. Let's talk about how when we started this season, they had us 3rd or 4th in this division. We currently at number 2. And yeah, the Eagles are sitting on the top with 4 wins, 2 losses. But look how they look right now. Look how they looking. They not looking too sharp. There's stuff going behind the scenes. It's a lot going on. AJ may be traded. Is he happy? You know what I mean? Is this defense happy right now? Are they really clicking this offense? That offensive line is showing problems, right? Dallas, on the other hand, we've been a story. This defense has been on a storyline all season. We know about it. We can't cover this. We can't stop the run on that. We heard it all before. But people don't realize is all we can go is up. All we can go is up. And since we have 4, right? Since we have 4, and he's playing how he's playing, that's making the defense like, whoa, All we gotta do is our job, and this man could carry this team to places majority of us have never been. Dak is playing right now at an all-time high. He is the leader of this team, and we're going to go as far as he takes us. We're going to go as far as he takes us. Now, we're going to hear from Dak a little bit. CD, George Pickens, can they cohabitate? Can they coexist? I think we just seen they can. They can. Pickens have had a touchdown for 6 weeks in a row. He didn't get a touchdown tonight. Did he look sad? Does he look mad? No. No. They don't look sad. They don't look mad. You know what they look like? They look like friends in the end zone celebrating each other's wins. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It looks like friends celebrating each other's wins in the end zone. There we go. That's what it looks like. When I eat, we all eat. One band, one sound, one collective unit. You feel what I'm saying? This was a great showing offensively by these two guys. I don't know what I can say about George Pickens' hands. For them to be so similar, they are so different. Yo, George and Dak's chemistry already is through the roof. The trust Dak has in George Pickens to catch wherever he throws the ball is second to none right now. That pass on the sideline, George didn't even lift his hands above. It was waistline. The ball was put on his waist. Caught it. Nobody else could get it. And then you got CD. You know how CD get down, especially after the catch. And he got down just like that yesterday. He did his thing yesterday. Shouts out to these guys, man. Berg, he's doing his thing. I can't say, man, let's talk about everybody. So you had CD, you had Pickens do his thing, Berg with 2 touchdowns. Then you got Javonte. You got Javonte Williams running how he's running. I know every week we giving him his praises, but every week he doesn't cease to amaze me. He always finishes his runs. You literally have to stop him in his tracks. Otherwise, he's going to keep moving those legs. And I can't wait for him to play next week in Denver. Where he was drafted to, where he got hurt at, where they gave up on him at, and show them exactly who the fuck Javonte Williams is and who he never lost. He never lost himself. He got injured. He bounced back. They gave up way too quick on this man. The NFL slept on Javonte. As a fan base, we was unsure of who we were getting. I just can't say enough about him. I want to wrap him in a bubble and just protect him because until the postseason, because I don't want him to get worn down how physical he runs. He runs so physical, you know what I mean? And I just don't want him to get ran down. We had Jadon Blue finish the game out. I love to see that. We were up. We gave Jadon Blue all those touches. That's he can learn from the film now. I think he had 1 or 2 good runs in this game. He got us the first down to keep the clock running. I love to see that. So shouts out to this whole offense collectively, right? Let's listen to what some of these defensive players starting off with. You already seen Um, uh, Clowney, he had one hell of a game himself. Finally, he's on the board in the record books with the Dallas Cowboys. He got himself a sack, and it was good. It's good to see him contributing.
It's pretty great when you got a defense. All you want to go out there and do is rush the passer, and they put us in a lot of them situations. So we just got to execute on defense, and I think it'll work out for us at the end. Just keep playing together throughout the season.
You've been getting seemingly closer and closer to this game that you played, and then you get today, you run defense, pass breakup, and you finally able to get home on the sack. Do you feel like you're finding your groove now?
Oh, for sure. I was telling Coach that I felt like I had to go through a little camp when I first got here. I was told him to come off that couch. It's a little different when you hop up off that couch, but yeah, I'm feeling much better now than I did 2 weeks ago, even playing out here. So just practicing, I feel much better. So yeah, this is part of the game. Get back into it, and I told him, I said I'm feeling much better this week than I have in the past few weeks. So I think I've got my feet up under me, and I'm ready to rock. And he let me rock out today.
Well, that's good to hear. I want to see him contribute more and more.
At the
This
same
defensive
time,
line
football is
definitely
football.
needs it.
It's
Here's
really just the
Easy
guys. The
Raku.
tackles are just a lot
He
better.
got himself
So
a sack
that's pretty
finally in
much
the
the thing.
record
But in
books
terms
with
of like
the Cowboys.
game speed and stuff like that, I think the game speed was solid. But I'm just I'm happy to continue to grow.
But seeing you against Philly in Week 1 and angles you were taking versus what you're doing now, I mean, you'd think it was in the season. It's only been 6 or 7 weeks. What's changed?
I would just say getting more comfortable with like game plan stuff.
Okay.
I feel like, and being more free. I guess kind of not trying to limit myself because I understand the magnitude of the game and first game of my NFL career, and I got
Syracuse.
I got certain tackles across from me, and I got to stick to the game plan, and it's just like go play free, go play football, and I think that was the message. That's been the message from Coach White Kai. And we appreciate him for that. He wants us to go play free so we can do what we need to do. That's all.
What's your biggest takeaway from today for you personally?
For me personally, you got to continue to strain. And I think for me, nothing worth having comes easy. So I'm just very excited and very grateful for the opportunity today, for a great win, great team win on all sides of the ball, and to get my first sack for sure.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Or whatever the case may be, and just just
start.
good to see everybody just just constantly just fighting and trying to get them on negative situations, and we made plays when we had to.
What do you think it says about this group that you all were able to bounce back? I know you were frustrated about last week and to come out and play like you did today.
Yeah, we knew that they was gonna run. They wanted to run the ball. They didn't have a lot of their receivers, and just proud of how physical we played. We ran to the ball. Did everything that we talked about, and got turnovers. That's how we play defense, and that's our standard. And we got to just keep building on this.
As a defensive guy, what's it like watching your offense from the sideline put up over 40 points every single game that you've been here so far?
Just amazing, man. I ain't had an offense like this for sure. So they balling, and we're gonna keep needing this. Needing that throughout the whole year, and we're gonna keep getting better as a defense, and we're gonna be a tough team to beat.
You okay? I mean, people were worried about the injury when you left. And give us an update. How you feel? Are you okay?
I'll be all right. Yeah. So I don't even know. I'll find out tomorrow, but yeah, it was just elbow stuff.
Hopefully he's healthy, and I will say this. Because next is Devontae. So that's some more offense, but I just want to speak to this real quick. The defensive line did have trouble stopping the run yesterday. I believe Washington was already at like 80 yards before halftime. Now, Kingsbury, their offensive coordinator, he might have felt the pressure of trying to compete with the Dallas and keep scoring, go tit for tat with Dallas. So he stopped running the ball, which ultimately was the wrong decision because he might have had what he was looking for if he would have continued to run the ball. Once again, what I seen from the defense personally when I rewatched the game was we communicated better and we tackled better, and we team tackled. We rallied to the ball. So that's what I seen. but it was still 4, 5, 6 yards after, the line of scrimmage. So we don't really stop the run. We managed the run until they completely abandoned the run. So if that makes sense. But either way, the defense still did their jobs. They played cohesively, they played together, they communicated, not just for one quarter, one half, but the whole 60 minutes. They communicated and played together. Let's listen to Javonte. Let's get on to Javonte Williams. Next up is Dak Prescott, and then we'll go find Shotties. And I don't want this to be too long, man. I want y'all to celebrate y'all and enjoy y'all Victory Monday. And before I go ahead and press this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's a growing channel. I'm enjoying myself. I hope y'all enjoying it, who's watching along with me if you got this far, and continue to go along with me. All right, salute to you. Let's get into it.
For it all be paying off, it looked good.
Have you ever been a part of a quarterback on such a special streak?
Probably not at this level. Maybe in college, but I mean, he playing lights out. So I mean, all credit to him.
That was the first time you guys were able to score the first drive since week one. Is there a special emphasis on getting out the
Yeah, I mean, we always try to emphasize that, but I feel like just us executing and playing well, and I mean, everybody clicking on the same cylinders, communication. I feel like all that really went into it.
Very fast, very quick. Here goes your quarterback.
What's up with the bandage on your?
Nothing. A little Brit special to take some swelling down. I usually throw my left hand to like cover the ball when getting hit, and usually takes a lot of helmet. So I'm sure it's just a face mask. Nothing unusual, honestly.
I think we ask you about the offense every week to get CD back and like you got a run game going. Just how good was it to see? This is what we do offensively.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was explosive. It was fun. I mean, you saw the big plays. Saw some drives we put together. Our standard and expectations for ourselves is very high, and so we understand when we've got guys, the playmakers that we have, the offensive line, the love that we have for one another, and you see it in just the way the guys finish plays, guys cover the ball, and defense played very well tonight. When you do that, I think more of our games are going to look like this.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. How hard is it to stay patient? I want to throw it to CD. I want to throw it to Pitt.
Yeah, it's not hard, honestly. I'm a very present guy, and I take pride in doing that, and it's something that I practice. And I say that is just by like trying to play it play by play, each and every play, and going through my reads. I know we talked about it earlier in the week when you were saying, y'all are asking, how do you not force it to those guys? And I said, that's on the coaches, right? And we've got multiple playmakers. Those are two dudes, and the other guys are as well. So it's my point is like wherever the ball goes, I'm confident when it leaves my hand that it's going to be called and the play is going to be made after that if that guy has a chance. Now when those two guys get it, it can be very explosive. So I just want to stay on the field. Something else I've mentioned before. I just want to stay on the field. So that's the other part that allows me to stay patient is I'm not trying to put the ball in harm's way and throw an interception and we're sitting on the sideline. Like I just want to be on the field playing this game.
To CD, Shotty called it a mailbox store. Wasn't the right route or whatever else.
For sure.
What happened there?
Yeah, it wasn't the route that we were expecting. It's built for him to kind of run a deep cross right there. So, go through read one, George, and then I see the big window in a sense of, I say a solid window of where if he would have ran that route, he probably would have had a good play, not a touchdown. And so then I kind of like just looked to find CD, and he's got his hands up saying like, I'm here. And so at that point I saw the safety or the corner to the right. They were in there tricky too. And I just put about everything I had on it on a line, understanding that I couldn't just lob it up, that both guys would be able to make a play and just try to give him a chance. He did a good job taking, 2 steps back, I think, catching the ball, and then walked into the end zone. So once again, a play that's not made unless you have confidence in the guy that you're throwing to, and then the guy you're throwing to is smart, understands the defense, understands the look, and understood he could take that opportunity, and we're able to capitalize on it.
Dak Todd Archer with ESPN. Are you more proud of the 13 touchdowns in the last 4 games or the ball security?
I'm not sure. I think they go hand in hand, to be honest with you.
think when you're taking care of the ball, you got more opportunities to score touchdowns, and that's just leading to that. So not counting the touchdowns, so probably the interceptions, being truthfully. Yeah, I couldn't even have told you that's how many it was, but I could tell you that I hadn't thrown an interception. So just trying to be smart with it, but not hesitant or scared or cautious at the same time, right? Taking my chances. I've got tons of confidence in what I can do, where I can put it, and obviously the guys that I'm throwing it to. So that's just a result of that.
Coach Schottenheimer said the Bland pick six was probably a turning point in the game. Do you have any flashbacks to 2023 when you saw him going down the sideline?
Yeah, most definitely. I actually told him, right before, I called the group up, or we called the group up right there in pregame. I told DB, I said, hey, they throw it to you as much as they throw it to anybody, huh? So it was pretty cool to see. Then he gets an interception and a touchdown. So, put that juju in the air and manifested, and he went and did what DB does.
John Machado with The Athletic. You obviously played Washington a lot, and you've had a ton of success. How was today? Any similar, or was it different?
I guess it was similar. Obviously, I haven't played him with DQ, with Joe Witt, those guys, that the personnel that particularly they have on that team. But it was fun. Confident in what I was seeing. When you play, even though, right, the new coaches, that's a group that I've played against every day for, 3 or 4 years or so. So understanding what they're going to do, what they're going to try to do. They got to us, right, in that second quarter a little bit, a couple of drives we didn't score. Personally, I got frustrated, but I just know our standard, and I knew that we knew we could run away with this game, and we're trying to do it too fast. And so for me, it was about focusing the guys in. Hey, keep taking it play by play. Like, the scores are going to come, right? You hit that big one, a CD, and everybody just thinks, let's go do that every play, and it's like that just doesn't happen. So it was about just getting the guys focused, back to engage, and understanding what they were going to give us. And I think everybody did a good job of attacking it.
And then what do you think is the next step for you and CD and George?
Next step? Next game.
It can go beyond what you guys did today.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, to quantify it, I'm not really sure. So I said just the next game. That's what's important for us and to us. And honestly, it's Wednesday practice. Just being truthful is those guys aren't by any means complacent or great and settled with what they've done. Like, they want the ball. They have high expectations. We have high expectations for each other. That who knows what next game is. I mean, I haven't truly looked at the stats, so I haven't seen it. I know GP said it was a little short of 100, but my point being is who knows what we can accomplish. Like, the sky is the limit. We're just going to stay focused each and every day. But, right, talk about it beforehand, and so when it happens, it's a little bit faster. And, just keep growing.
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram, these over-the-shoulder grabs for George Pickens. Do you have just immense trust in him at this point in any one-on-one situation? Yeah,
I do. And honestly, we threw one in the third quarter, and that's a miss. You know what I mean? I take that as a miss because of the way that the guy's able to play the ball in the air when I don't give him a fair chance at it. Like I'm going to put that on myself. And so I know the first one I threw to him was a little underthrown and a little outside, but, right, he goes and makes an unbelievable catch, late hands in it, holding it off, and then the one that led to the touchdown right before the second half, or right before the first half, and just put that one out there and, right, kept Lattimore in his back pocket, let it fall in, and he has a great natural ability of late hands in the ball and holding the defender off, and that makes my job easier. So, yeah, the trust is through the roof.
The defense coming off the field after forcing 3 and outs, after forcing turnover on downs. What is that energy like today versus the first 6 weeks, and do you think they can sustain this performance going
forward? For sure they can sustain this. I mean, they just did this with a lot of adversity, so that's a lot of credit to them, right? A lot of guys were out, and the guys that got to play stepped up, and I just think that that's awesome to see. That's credit to them, proud of them, the coaches, everybody, for buckling down and not only that, answering through the noise, through the adversity, right? Like, they're not naive to what they've been doing and to what everybody's been saying, and they answered the bell. So I most definitely think they can continue this, and that energy is electric. And for us on offense, all we want to do is repay them and go score touchdowns.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. How much are you enjoying Javante's success being able to open things up for you in the play action game?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I've talked about it going back to the spring, how important the run game is. And, right, it helps with the box count, right? When you can run the game, they've got to load it. We can run the ball, they've got to load the box. And then you can take advantage of outside with the one-on-ones. And Tay's a very smart runner, obviously, but physical, patient, and just does a hell of a job. And starts with the offensive line, right? Them creating holes, and he knows where he needs to go and how he needs to set it up. And that's only going to make us just continue to get better the more success we have on the ground.
And then homecoming today, a lot of former players coming through. You stand next to Roger Staubach from the anthem. What do you take away from those interactions, and how much do you enjoy catching up with those guys?
Yeah, just a lot of gratitude. I'm somebody who appreciates the history before them, the men who have played this game, that wore in this uniform, and particularly played this position and dealt with the success, the adversity. Roger's been a guy who, from the day that I've got here, has been so supportive. I remember my rookie year, I was.
Yeah, that's all good, Dak, and I appreciate all that. But, let's stick to the main thing, be the main thing. So if we looking at it, right, and let's talk about going forward. We know we put belt to ass yesterday. Let's just talk about a few things before we wrap it up and get up out of here. If Dak is playing at an all-time high and the defense could be middle of the pack, can this team be stopped? Can this team be stopped? If you look at the landscape of the NFL right now, who's the bully? Who's the bully? If you look at Dak versus all the other quarterbacks in the NFL right now, how many is playing better than him? Who has more weapons than him? The answer is really nobody. Nobody. But see, they won't give us our credit until we take it. Understand, nation. They're not going to give us our credit until we take it. So when we take it, we got to make sure that it's took and got to stay took. We got to be able to make sure that when it comes down to it, that this defense can stand up against anybody, may not be tops of the league, but can stand up to anybody. And the offense can go ahead and handle his business. The offense can handle his business. So I feel like if Javonte keeps running, if we say, hey, let's bring some people in, let's really get this shit moving. What could really happen? The question is not a false one. It's not one that's made up in any way. It's definitely for anybody who think Dallas is not a playoff contender right now. You don't know football, and I'm really not even talking to you, right? I appreciate the view. Remember to hit that like button on the way out. Appreciate you. But yeah, my team right now is solidified. I'm super excited about it. Like I said prior, this defense is not fully fixed in no way, shape, or form. But one thing that can happen is we can get to a point where it's not god awful. Okay. And with an offense that's moving the way it's moving and a not god awful defense, playoffs, baby. And that's where anything can happen. And I don't care about his playoff record. I want to know when he go into the playoff with a run game and a defense that can stop somebody. Hasn't really happened too many times. Maybe once. Right? Maybe once we went into that playoff game versus the Rams, and the dude Henderson is still running in my mind. That was not Dak's fault. That wasn't Ezekiel Elliott's fault. That was the defense not holding up their part of the bargain, right? But we're going to get into it. We got Coach up next to talk about this win, how he felt about it. Let's bring him to the stage, and let's listen to Ebe. Let's listen to Flu. Lord forgive me. Let's listen to Schottenheimer.
What do you think the difference was today with your defense?
I mean, they played really hard like they always do. I thought we affected the quarterback the way that we had in New York. I think that's huge. You know, it wasn't just the 4 sacks, it was the hits. I thought our run defense really was great. I mean, Mariota got us for a couple runs, but man, they were swarming the ball. We were sticky in coverage, and that was all great to see.
You had said all week, well, coming in this game, you liked the plan. And I don't know if you were talking more about defense and offense, but did you think playing more man-to-man got the guys a little more comfortable in what they needed to do?
Yeah, I mean, again, look, at the end of the day, you know, this was a team we wanted to play man-to-man against, you know. There was numbers and analytics that said that, you know, that was the right way to play these guys, and each week is different, but I thought we played man-to-man very well today. But, you know, we got to improve our zone coverages as well. But just proud of the guys, man. You know, the defense, they've taken a lot of bullets, and, you know, deservedly so in some regards. And I was just proud of them, man. They played really hard. They tackled well. We knew the turnover was going to happen. You know, we tried to manifest that 2 weeks ago and didn't get it. And there goes Duran doing what Duran does. So,
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. This is not about Diggs, but when you announced that Diggs was going to be out, it seemed like that's a huge disappointment. Not that you weren't disappointed, but you were in a great mood, and to me that tell me you felt good about the plan regardless.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, yeah, you guys know me. I mean, I am who I am, and I don't change. Again, I'm disappointed for Trey. You know, he wants to be out there playing with these guys, but again, I like the plan on both sides of the ball. I thought we executed the plan on both sides of the ball. It was great to see guys step up and make plays. I mean, Triquez did a really, really good job for us, you know, again, just a couple guys got banged up and they came back. I mean, that just shows you the toughness of that group, man. K9 and Kenny Clark, and it was great to see Easy get his first sack, and Jadavian. That was really cool. So just really proud of the group. But it's one game, and it's just a championship opportunity that we seized, and we got another one coming up next week.
Speak to individual changes. You started Shamar, certainly you had Triquez outside, you put that on this side. Just talk about the decisions on those two right there.
Yeah, again, you know, we once everything happened with Trey, it was like Trey is a guy that we really love. You know, we like the way he plays, and you know, Duran gives us a lot of flexibility. I thought Kyer played stickier today. I thought that was great to see. Really good confidence. I thought we were really good on 4th down. Just it seemed like it. I think they got a couple, but you know, complimentary defense today, man. I thought we won 1st down. You know, I mean, you know, Jaden went to pull a couple things, and we had guys coming across, and we were crashing down a little bit and scraping over the top, and it just was a very, very good plan. But plans are plans, man, and we got to execute, and we did that today.
Yeah.
Tim Gallish, Dallas Morning News. You're 3-3-1, and I know you don't know what to make of that tie yet, but with that record, you're 2nd place in the division. With all the teams been through, do you feel positive about that at this point?
Tim, I'm excited about the win today. I'm excited about how we played. I thought the offense, you know, it was great to get the running game going again. I mean, let's talk about Javonte Williams for a second. I mean, just the physical style of runs that he plays with, and you know, it was great to have CD back. You know, we caught them on a quick count. You know, they were trying to get to a tricky 2, and it wasn't even the route CU was supposed to run, but just the way the coverage played out, we call it mailbox. He stuck his hand up, and Dak found him, and then they ran into each other. But you know me, man. I take each game one game at a time, because you know no one cares that we're 3-3-1 right now. We're going to care about where we are in January, and that's what's going to you know, motivate us.
Elwin Henderson, Gilbert, Brian, 2 quick questions. First off, do you feel like this is the best overall complimentary football you played this season?
Without watching the film, I would say yes. And I think that's just because, again, we fed off the energy of the defense getting some early starts. I mean, the 2-minute drive at the end of the first half was huge for us. Again, there goes Javonte with another long run, right, at the end of a 2-minute. And so I would say yes. But there's things to clean up. I mean, don't fool yourselves. I'm not standing up here going, man, we're the greatest team in the world. There's things to clean up, and we'll get right to work on that in the morning.
Secondly, Jadeveon Clowney showed up big again today.
Yeah, incredible. You know, he's so happy to be here. He's having fun playing football again. I think for me, that's important because of the culture that we're trying to build here, and you know. It was good to see him get a sack and recover fumble, and I think that's why you saw us go out and get him. And I've probably downplayed it a little bit, just his ability to impact games. But I wanted to wait for a moment like this to give him the acknowledgement of what a fine football player he is.
Thanks.
Mac.
Mac Eagle, Fort Star Telegram. Do you anticipate Trayvon Diggs to be available for your next game?
I don't know. There's a whole process where he's got to go through the protocol and things like that. We'll get a lot more information tomorrow when we see him.
Do you feel like your secondary is settled, given all the changes that you've had back there?
No, I don't think your roster is ever settled. I just don't think it's in any spot. I mean, you see a couple guys go down today. What I want to speak to is what the toughness and the grit of a canine. Got a pretty good ankle, tape it up, get back in there. I mean, like that's the mentality, and that's the fight of this football team. That's the brotherhood that we've built in that locker room, and that's not for me. It's for one another. And so, but yeah, I mean, the roster is always going to be moving, and there's elevations and guys you have to put down, and we got a few guys banged up that we thought could go today and couldn't, and so we had other guys step up, and that's great to see as a football coach.
Any added information on Diggs' accident and how that happened?
No, not yet.
We haven't even talked about the offense and Dak's performance. I guess we're getting used to it, but just talk about, obviously the throw to Pickens was perfect, but Dak, CD, Pickens, how they were today.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Dak's playing really well. I'm not trying to not make a big deal about he's playing great, but that's what we expect from Dak, and he's got incredible weapons. I thought the throw to Fergie at the end of the 2 minute was awesome. It was like his third progression. He got off the front side, two-man combination, and just stuck an absolute laser right in Fergie's chest, and I thought that was awesome. But you see the trust that he has in these guys, and I've talked about it a lot, Clarence, but watch his back foot. He got hit a lot today. And I didn't like that, and he didn't like that, and I probably needed to get him a few more completions midway through the second quarter because he was getting popped pretty good. I think I got a little bit aggressive. I was getting pissed with the penalties and calling too many shots, and that's on me. And I told him that, and I said, hey, I'll be better, and that's what we did.
Coach Chris Haynes from Fox 4. I noticed before the game you took time to go shake hands with all the former Cowboys that were out there. Why was that important to you?
I'm a football historian, man. If I get a chance to go talk to Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson, why would I not do it? But that's important to us. I mean, I wanted those guys out there. I want those guys around. They've paved the way for these guys to do what they love to do, make a ton of money doing it. Those guys didn't make nearly the money that our guys make and that we make as coaches, but it doesn't lessen the love of the game. But I also want our players to see you can have success when football's over. And a lot of those guys are incredible businessmen, and they've got potential internships and things like that for our players, because I want our players to go on to have amazing lives when they're done playing the game, not just, to have great football careers. Life's way more important than just football. And so I don't know how many there were. I know there's a bunch. It took me a while to get through the line, but I just wanted them to know I was thinking about them and how much I appreciate them being out there.
You called games. You called plays a long time in this league. Is this the best rhythm and the groove that you've been in since you've been calling plays?
I don't think so. I didn't think the second quarter. I didn't think I called a great game. I kind of just spoke to that. I was getting, I won't say pissed again. I just did. I was mad, and so I kind of let that get the best of me. And so, when you got great players, man, you call plays with a lot of confidence. I call plays with a lot of confidence, knowing they're going to execute. And again, Dak, the throw to Turp on a check down, we were running a little action pass and had a free runner, man. He knew right where the check down was. And then, the one thing we are is explosive, man. We got speed and guys that can make people miss. And as a coach, it makes you excited. But hey, look, this offensive staff: Clayton Adams, Steve Shimko, Ken Dorsey. I could go up and down the list. Junior Adams, with what he's done with those two receivers, and Turp. I'm a blessed man to lead from the front of a great group of guys on both sides of the ball and special teams as a staff.
Tommy Harsh, DallasCowboys.com. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but now 4 times this year you've gotten points on the final drive of the first half with less than a minute. What goes into executing that well, and what have you seen when you watch those back on tape that's working for you?
Well, I'm going to tell you guys again, and maybe you guys have done it, maybe you haven't, but you guys need to talk to Ryan Feeder. I mean, the guy is an incredible football coach. You know, he's our game management guy. He just makes me at peace. He makes me comfortable. He's great with his communication of what we're thinking. We practice it every day. He changes up the looks. We literally practiced that look on Thursday, the touchdown to Fergie. It was a different call in practice, but it was that exact look where you've got 13 seconds or whatever it is, and you want to get all your shots, is what we say. Get all your shots. So what that means is if 1 and 2, he's not going to get past the third progression, which is what Fergie does, because you want to throw the ball away so you get all your shots. But I got to give Ryan Feeder a ton of credit. And then, so our guys are prepared, Tommy, is my point. And then, again, because you practice it so much and you emphasize it, they're just very comfortable executing those calls.
Coach Greg Allman with Fox Sports. Just want to see, especially this week, how much you saw your defense want to rise up and kind of meet the standard the offense has set of late.
Yeah, I mean, they're aware of what's being said about them, you know, and they don't like it. There's pride in that room. There's great players in that room. There's great coaches in that room. And again, you know, like I said, middle of the week, this is not going to be the worst adversity that we'll go through this season, you know. So what do? You get back to work. You make changes. You make adjustments. And to go out and put a performance like this together is really good for confidence. But at the same time, I thought the communication today was outstanding. And we talked a little bit about that. You know, you can't just say close right one time. You have to holler it. You have to scream it. And again, I'm going to say it again. Matt Eberflus and that defensive staff put together a hell of a plan. I thought Matt called a hell of a game. And the players went out there and executed.
Two questions. There's a million theories, Coach, about Trayvon Diggs. I was hoping you could put one of them to rest. Is it your intention and plan that Trayvon will be a part of this team whenever he's cleared?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Trayvon fan, you know, and I'm excited to get him back, and hopefully it won't be, you know, too long.
You have a kicker that right now is in a hell of a ball.
That gives me confidence too. Whoever asked me about the 2 minute, just get to the 50. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, go to the 50. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah. Do you want to try that?
Our goal is to win the game, and of course I thought about it, but with the score where it was, I wanted to try to pin them back. But I mean, let's talk about the weapon. I mean, what's the record? Most 60-yard field goals in a career. I mean, guy's incredible. I mean, he really is. He's incredible. And so, like, Dak and I kind of laughed because we literally we when we get the ball, it's like he's like 50. I'm like, yeah, 50. He's like, God, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, isn't it? Like, we literally had a little dialogue. We're like, yeah, it's crazy, right? He's like, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. What play are we gonna call? So he's amazing.
So, as a football historian, do you have any ambition? I know the circumstances have to be right. Would you like to see him have a shot at 70?
I think he'll get it in his career. He's that talented, but hopefully we decide to do it when the situation's right.
Sydney.
Coach, Sydney Staples, DG10 Sports. There's so many good moments from a win like this, but is there a favorite? Can you pinpoint it to one or two times?
I will say the interception by Duran was really a powerful moment for our football team. You know how much time and effort we put into talking about all about the ball and winning the turnover battle, and you know, that was really cool to see. We have been talking about that for a couple weeks, Sydney, in terms of, you know, trying to manifest it to happen. And then, of course, when he got it, I actually was chuckling a little bit with badass Tyler. You know, I was like, "Do you have a chance?" He's like, no chance," because he was chasing him, and it was great to see. That was something, because again, it was like kind of the stamp on it for all the things that those guys have done and gone through, and that was a cool moment.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Staying connected matters.
Hey, Mama.
That right there was Brian Schottenheimer. What we're going to do next is bring up Jerry Jones. See what old man Winters had to say. If we get any tidbits on if they're going to bring any players in, let's see. Yes, sir. Yeah, what you hearing right there is false advertising, and I don't really care to hear for it. I'm gonna wrap it up with this right here. I'm gonna tell you what needs to happen. What needs to happen is Jerry go ahead and get on that phone and shore up this defense so we can make sure we going into the playoffs on the right foot. So this is Jerry on the line. Jerry's gonna call. First, he's gonna call. He's gonna call the Raiders. He's gonna call the Raiders. And he's gonna ask, what is it gonna cost to get Crosby? What is it going to cost to bring Max Crosby to this defensive line who would just automatically turn this defensive line into a monster playing next to the defensive edges that we got already, young pups? They going to learn from one of the best in the league right now, right? But he did just sign a contract. He signed a 3-year, $106.5 million extension in March of 2025. Making him the highest paid non-quarterback by average annual at $35.5 million. Now, it will lower the cap rate. It will lower the cap hit for the Raiders, but we would need about 14 to 16 million in cap space to fit him in immediately after doing some restructuring, which we have after the Micah Parsons trade. They'll probably be looking for a first round pick. And I think for his potential and his ceiling is still very high, I would go ahead and give up that first round pick. I would give that first round pick up for Mason Crosby. Second of all, I'm going to have to call the New York Jets. I'm going to call the Jets, and I'm going to see if Johnson is available. Okay. I want to know if he's available. Several teams is interested in him. Jets has been getting phone calls about him. He's young. But he has a high value. He's a young pass rusher, but he's already shown immense talent. Getting him matched up with our defensive line coach and his previous former defensive line coach in White Cotton, I think right there makes a lot of sense, make a ton of sense. If we could get Johnson from the Jets, it would be amazing. So Jerry, what will it take? It's probably going to take via a second round pick. I don't think it's going to get a first round pick. He did just come back off an injury. But a second round package, maybe mixed in with a swap of a fifth or a sixth or something like that, just to get the deal done. I could see that happening. I would love to add him to this defensive line, and I think our defensive line would take off. Now, next, I got Carl Granderson from the Saints. Not very well known, right? His strengths is he's a accomplished, productive defensive end, known for both stopping the run and pass rushing skills with a high pass rush win rate. Yeah, he has a reasonable contract, so we should be able to fit him in. And he signed all the way up to the 2027 season. He is approaching 30. He is getting a sizable contract. He signed a 4-year, $52 million extension in 2023. Could the Saints hold on to some of that money for us? Possibly. Trade compensation would probably involve a conditional third round pick or a more conservative second round pick. But that's just if Jerry, I know he just said nothing really interests him right now, but I think that's just BS. I think he's BSing us. I think he will be interested in upgrading this defense. I would love if he do. Honestly, I really would love if he do. But we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, I mean, let me hurry up and wrap this up, man. We got the Denver Broncos next. And I'm going to be dropping a video in the next couple of days about it. Pre-game type stuff. Let y'all know how I'm feeling about it. But we got the Broncos, then we got the Cardinals, right? Kyler Murray is definitely going to be trying to play in that game. He's going to be trying to do what he's done previously in Jerry's world. So we got 2 more games and then the bye. We're sitting at 500, 3-3-1. What can we do? What can we do? Can we go 5-3-1 before the bye? I think it's a huge possibility. The Broncos just fought a hard fight with the New York Giants last night. So it's not a certain that they're rolling that they're playing their greatest football right now. So anything is possible. But y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Run It Up Rude. This is another episode of Real Sports Talk. I hope y'all enjoyed if y'all watched this far. Dallas put belt to ass. And if I had to sum it up one more time for y'all, it goes something like this.
I'm going to summarize the game by saying we put belt to ass today. 40 piece, all flats. Now run tell that. Cowboy Nation.